What's going on, guys? Christian Hanna Horror here today. We're back with the Scream Factory. Your timeline's probably getting flooded with Child's Play TV episodes and starting to get some Halloween reviews. So here's your break. Let's talk about the new Scream Factory release from the Wes Craven film, rest in peace, Wes, Deadly Friend. Alright, so Deadly Friend, I've seen a lot of Wes Craven films. A lot of Wes Craven films I like. Obviously, Nightmare on Elm Street, Last House on the Left, Hills Have Eyes, Scream, People Under the Stairs, Shocker, Deadly Blessing. I've seen a lot of Wes Craven flicks. Deadly Friend was one that passed me by. I think it had a DVD back in the day, went out of print, and then the movie just kind of seemed hard to find or get your hands on. So when this got announced, I was like, that's me. That's me all day. If it's Wes Craven, I want to get it. I love me some Wes Craven. So Deadly Friend, let's talk a little bit about the plot and review this movie. We'll talk about this Blu-ray. So Deadly Friend, take your suburban family. You've got a smart kid who has this robot. He's a robot guy. He built his own robot. He's very intelligent. This robot's name is BB. And you're going to hear that a lot throughout this movie. BB, BB, BB. He moves into this new home, makes a friend right down the road, and this girl is living next door to him. He obviously is going to start liking this girl. And he realizes that some of his surroundings aren't that great. But BB, his robot, is there to help him deal and handle with these mean people. So there's one instance where BB is with his owner and his friend, and these bullies come down. This Fonzie-looking dude running his little group of thugs shows up. And he starts messing with the kid, and BB gropes this dude by the scrotum, lifts him up, and then our main character is like, told you, man, you shouldn't mess with my robot, you better get the hell out of here. So they get out of there. There's this grouchy old woman that lives down the road too. She hates the robot. She points a shotgun at the robot. And our girl interest that our lead likes, we have a abusive father in this story. And it's going to take a toll. Now, I'm going to try to keep this spoiler-free because I don't want to get into too much of it, but I really have to just talk about this. I'm not going to spoil what happens throughout the movie, but I'll stop it at a certain point. So BB is this almighty robot, but the kids fool around, mess with the old lady that lives down the street. BB gets shot. BB gets destroyed. At the same time, our girl in the film that lives close to our main character's house, the abusive dad goes too far and kills the girl. We have a dead robot with parts. We have a deceased girl. You see where I'm getting at? So that's where Deadly Friend really starts to take shape. When I'm watching Deadly Friend, so I'll start to review the film now. I don't want to go too much further storyline-wise. So when I'm watching Deadly Friend, to me, when I think about Wes Craven, it's almost like there's two personas. There's the Wes Craven that can make these really thought-provoking, evocative, top-tier horror films, like your Nightmare on Elm Street, your Last House on the Left, Hills Have Eyes, he directed Scream, obviously. And then you've got the more fun, video rental style Wes Craven. The films like People Under the Stairs, the films like Shocker, and Deadly Friend would fall under that category, I think. Deadly Friend, I know this was based off of a literary work. Now, I've not read the literary work, so I can't really comment on that. I can comment on something about the literary work later in this review when I get to the special features, but Deadly Friend feels a lot more like a Charlie Band Empire style film, which is not a bad thing to me because I love those kinds of movies, rather than a Wes Craven top-tier movie. The subject matter in itself is sillier. We start this movie out with this goofy yellow robot who, mind you, in the film sounds like a robotic Daffy Duck. It makes all these funky sounds and funny. It tries to talk a little bit. It's goofy. It's silly. It's certainly a far cry from Nightmare on Elm Street or something like that. But I was still entertained by Deadly Friend. Now, I was at first a little like, is this movie gonna get brutal? Is there gonna be any like really crazy kills in here? It happens in the second half of the film. Without spoiling the situation, I will say that an entire head explodes, obliterates, and blood goes everywhere. And it was freaking awesome. It was freaking awesome. It was definitely the highlight of the movie. So the second half of the movie, we do get some good kills. It takes a little bit to get to the gory nature of the film, but we get there. But this film, I feel like it was almost a little self-aware of itself. Like the subject matter, the tone of the movie, it wasn't trying to be anything more than what it was. And because of that, I actually think that Deadly Friend, it's a pretty good little horror movie that's a charmer. You know, this is a movie that I can easily throw on when I'm not really sure what to watch, but I just want something to ease into and just relax and just enjoy a little bit of. It's not like what I would call a main event movie. You know, you got your main event movies that are a big deal. It's like your Halloween, for instance, or your, what have you, your Jaws. You plan to watch these movies sometimes. At least I do, where it's like, this is going to be the real deal. We're going to sit down. We're going to enjoy Jaws. Deadly Friend is like, what am I going to watch tonight? Let me just grab something fun that I can just... Deadly Friend. And because of that, I enjoyed the film, but it's certainly not top tier Wes Craven. But that's okay to me. Like, I like the rental style Wes Craven horror films. So, I like Deadly Friend. If you're a fan of, like, quality-wise, it really felt like that Empire era. So, a movie like Trancers, like, it has the same kind of production value, maybe a little bit better, but you can kind of get the catch my sense if you watch this movie and you're a fan of the Empire days. I'm a big fan of the Charlie Band Empire days. So this film feel like it could have been a good accompaniment to a film from that era. Maybe like a Dungeon Master or something like that. So I'm going to say that Deadly Friend is a pretty good horror movie. Do not expect a masterpiece. This film is, you know, a mid-grade, sillier kind of, you know, subject matter. But if you're a horror fanatic and you love 80s horror, then Deadly Friend is certainly a film you'll want to see. Certainly a film you'll want to see. So I'm glad I bought this Blu-ray. I like this Blu-ray. Let's talk a little bit about the release itself. So here's the artwork on it. There's BB, and there's our main girl from the movie. Again, you could put 2+2. I didn't want to go too far into the story, but you can see where I'm going with that. Here's the back of the release. We got a 3.5-star review from Joe Bob Briggs up there. That's funny. So in terms of special features, well, let me show you the reverse art. So this is the reverse art of the release. I guess that's the original poster. Now, I noticed something about this release. I think that this film has been in the works for a while because, like, some films like Alone in the Dark, the special features were there. They met up with the director and stuff like that. The special features on here are good. You've got an interview with actress Christy Swanson, who's our lead girl in here, and she did that via Skype. The video looks good and the audio's fine, but just know it was an interview done over the internet. Bruce Joel Rubin, who was the writer, and he was not a fan of the book Deadly Friend at all, and he said that, and he goes, I hated the book, I thought it was bad. But I thought, let's do a film. When Wes was involved, he wanted to do it with Wes, basically, which I've never read the book, but I have a friend that says the book's actually really good, so you know how that kind of goes. And Charles Bernstein, who actually did the music, as you know, from Nightmare on Elm Street. But the music was so funny. When you put the Blu-ray on, you're going to see the title screen, and I'll show a picture of it right now, and you're going to hear BB, B, BB, B, B, BB, BB. It's not annoying for the first minute or so because the music under it is kind of creepy and cool, but eventually you're going to need to hit play quick on that menu screen. But I will say, I love that they didn't show... Because I had never seen this movie before, I love that they didn't show clips of the movie playing on the menu screen. I hate that. Don't let me spoil anything. If I haven't seen this movie before, just give me a picture, give me the art like they did, and I can hit play. So that was cool. I actually like that. That's a personal thing. Maybe some of you don't, but I like it when you don't get spoiled with when you had the menu screen on with anything from the film. This was a 2K scan from the Inner Positive. The Inner Positive is not the original film element, but from what I understand, it's pretty close. This film looked good. It didn't look amazing, especially coming off of those Halloween 4Ks that we've been watching, but it looked good. It was sharp, it was clear, the audio was great. I don't remember, I think it was a 2.0 audio mix or a 5.1, but the audio and the video were great, and they're as good as they need to be for a movie like Deadly Friend. So, I like Deadly Friend. I'd recommend getting Deadly Friend if you're a Wes Craven fan, especially of the video rental style of Wes Craven. Being a big Charlie's Band Empire fan, this film feels like it would have fit into that catalog of films, that library of films. So because of that, I like this film. I'd recommend it, but you be the judge for yourself. I do say that this is a nice just a good release. It's got special features. It's got interviews, good conversations in here. Lengthy. They're not just like a minute long each. They're good, and the picture quality is good. So Deadly Friend, this is a good release from Scream Factory. I'd recommend it, but just know it's not a Nightmare on Elm Street. So yeah, that's Deadly Friend from Scream Factory. Good release. Good release. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you're a fan of Deadly Friend, please let me know in the comment section below. If you're not, that's fine too. Let me know down below. If this video entices you to want to get this release, please let me know about that. I'll have a Amazon affiliate link down below. It doesn't cost you anything. It just gives me like 6 cents out of the sale. So I'll have that down below if you want to pick it up. And I appreciate you watching this video. Please be sure to give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed to my channel. And you can call me CHH. I'll see you guys very, very soon. BB, BB.